Welcome in to anyone who tunes in after this is recorded. Gonna be going through kind of my season review, previewing the off season. Yeah. I didn't do one the last season too, really. Just kind of forgot, got busy, blah 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 blah. But here we go. Let's get right into the schedule. First off, we finished off 7-9. First time I've had a losing record in online connected franchise leagues. First time I missed the playoffs as well, so fun. But Miami started off against the Dolphins in a pretty big hole. We were down 17-7, stormed back in the fourth quarter. 8 seconds left on the clock, complete a pass, get sucked into a tackle animation, still am able to get to the line of scrimmage. Computer won't let me snap the ball. And that's how that cookie crumbled. I'm trying to remember these stats. Yeah. Oh, that set us back. Yeah, then we bounced back with a win over the Rams, which was a solid win. It was, we scored a touchdown every quarter. Basically, they kind of stormed back in the fourth quarter, controlled the clock a little bit. Jared Goff had a couple picks, 4, so overall we rebounded pretty good from a heartbreaking Week 1 loss. Then Rounders frickin' power went out and took a sim. If I win that game, changes the whole dynamic of the season. Then we lose a close nail-biter to the Giants. My guy refuses to jump up for a pick, and I enter the bye at 1-3. Come up strong with a win against the Vikings, a 37-25 decisive victory. Next game, we eke out a 17-12 victory versus the Cardinals. Tough 7-point loss versus the Cowboys, which came down to the final play. High-scoring shootout, 3-point win against the Redskins. Tough 7-point loss to the Jets. This was a rough game. I think I threw 4 or 5 picks. 2 of which were just wrong. I pushed the wrong button. Yeah, you try and push and hold to bullet past X or whatever, and you knock circle with a fat-ass thumb. So then we had 2 straight wins here. Against the Cardinals, 37-27 win, then a forced win against the Falcons, which helped, and then we crumbled down the stretch, losing 4 out of our last 5s. One against the Patriots with a 7-interception performance, just an awful day. Off on there, about 4 or 5 of which were Madden ones where you're like, really? Okay, whatever. So, Drew Brees was awful. Once Leonard Bowers came in, basically it was GG. Then we go down to a close 6-point loss to the Rams. And there's the win against Seattle I would have had I played them earlier. Big win. Then we just get shafted by Madden here. And then against the Eagles, wasn't really carried much, it didn't matter. It was already eliminated from the playoffs with the Rams win. Changed up the offensive scheme, forced 4 turnovers, only had 1, which was a fumble on a run. Played a perfect game to end the season with the new offensive strategy. So overall, 7-9 wasn't good by any means, but by the way this season was really getting to me, flustering me. We just lost the close games, a 4-point loss, a 6-point loss, a 7-point loss, a 7-point loss, 7-point loss, 3-point loss. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games were decided by 7 points or less. Most of those games just went, against. Plus, we got 7 with losses. How many were wins? So we got 8, 9, 10. So 10 of my games were 1-score games. So ended up going 3-7 in those one-score games. That is not necessarily a good recipe to have. So, but either way, we have a better draft pick. We're projected a top 14 draft pick, I believe, if you look at the standings. Steelers with the number 1 overall pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 11 to 13, depending on how tiebreakers are between the Bears and Ravens. So, depending on how that works, 13th at the most, 11th at the best. Now we'll get into stats here. You know, it was one of the first times, and you can look at Jimmy's kind of performance over the past couple seasons. You know, season 1, 36 touchdowns, 28 picks. You know, 95 rating. Still threw a little too many picks, but overall wasn't bad. This year I threw about 48 less passes, 50 less passes, which was kind of crazy. He was hurt last year, but overall I need to get more back towards... You know, I've been hovering right around this here with Jimmy. Need to, I guess, get back to... efficiency, efficient, smart throws, which in the remaining game of the final game of the season, you can see I kind of did that with a new offense. And if you look at his game-by-game stats, how many games were truly efficient? 3 games here with no turnovers. That's a good one, good one, good one. And then there's some pre-80 bad games, so... Gotta get more of these games. You know. Can't have these games. These are not good games to have. There we go. Jerick McKinnon had another 1,000-yard season, 8 touchdowns. You know, Corey Clement, McKinnon averaged 6.4 yards per carry, which was huge and surprising with how bad my offensive line is. Corey Clement, 4.5 yards a carry almost. Want to spread carries around, or at least get some, you know, Corey Clement involved more next year. Simply because I like his skill set. You know, you look at Corey Clement, you know, good at pretty much everything. He's not anything, but he's not bad in anything. Yeah, I guess maybe speed you could think is bad, but I don't mind 87 speed in a running back. And he can catch out of the backfield as well. And, yeah, Jeremy Hill's done after the year. Now you got George Kittle, who did not reach 1,000 yards, but basically up there tied with Josh Gordon, stats-wise. Pettis, they all basically I almost had 3,000-yard receivers, which is crazy, I think. Kittle had 11 touchdowns, was all-pro, 4th-and-1 team. Josh Gordon had a good year. Pettis had a solid breakout year. You know, you look at Pettis' development in the offense. We go from season 1, where he wasn't utilized a ton because I was still trying to work him up. Next year, I didn't necessarily use him more. He just had bigger impact plays. And then this year, he finally got to be the number 2 receiver in the offense. And you go, I guess it's still career stats. But look at general, just his plays he played. 600, 600, boom, 800. You know, he was utilized more in the offense. You know, gave up a decent amount of sacks. McGlinchey was 21, but my rookie left guard gave up 0. My first round pick, Wes Batten, no sacks allowed. Then on the defensive side of the ball, Rashaan Evans acquired in a trade in the... When was he acquired? I think this is this is his second season with me. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, 3 sacks, 2 picks. Hightower, 3 sacks, 5 picks. My rookie safety, third on the team in tackles with 5 picks. Forrest Buckner led the team in sacks with 10.5. Oh no, Shane Ray had 11, that's right. He had a 2-sack game in the final game of the year. Pick-wise, Kella Witherspoon led the team with 6. Hightower, Heath had 5. King 4, Sherman 3, Evans 2, and a couple guys with 1 a pop. Had a few forced fumbles earlier in the year, then those just kind of stopped going on down the stretch there. Blocks, I don't think we had a block. We did have a safety or 2. And then we had a defensive touchdown or 2. Yeah, we had 3 of them. So King had 2, Hightower had 1. You look at consistent defenders, Tart with, nearly 900 downs played. Look at guys who didn't really play. Guy that needs to get more playing time is Sherman Manning. His 2nd round pick. Basically the replacement for Solomon Thomas. Good ratings, decent, but now he'll be ready to take over the reins, hopefully. Kicking game, Logan Pop Jr., a name, carry over from previous Madden when I had a punter named Logan Pop. Rookie kicker didn't miss a field goal. Had 4 missed extra points. Otherwise, he wouldn't have missed a kick all year. So. And then I like Bradley Pinion. Stacey Coley I signed to be a returner because I didn't want Pettis back there if he was going to have a larger role in the offense. And ended up averaging 31 yards a return and 2 touchdowns. So that was pretty solid. And then Pettis still did a few punt return duties, but I only returned 8 punts apparently. So, well, those are kind of the stats. We'll kind of look at how we finished. 4th in offense. We were one of the top teams passing the ball. And we were the top passing offense. We were mid-pack rushing, bottom third of the league-ish, right near the top of that, between a third and a half. Offense points per game dropped. We're normally above 30. We were 27 here this year. So, passing touchdowns, we were near the top, 4th. Running touchdowns, God, where were we? What did we have? 14? Oof. And then first downs, we were 5th. So offensively is good, except we did turn the ball over. A little too much for my liking. Defensively, though, is where it was pretty bad. In yards given up, we were 24th. And we gave up quite a bit of points. So, not good. And we didn't get to the quarterback a ton. Didn't force a ton of fumbles either. Recover, we only had 4 recovered. I can force a ton of fumbles, I just can't recover any for whatever godforsaken reason. Conversions, we're up there, 47. This is where I want to get more efficient. Granted, we had the least amount of attempted third downs, which is nice. We don't get into third down a ton. Red zone efficiency, I want to be near the top. 81's not terrible, but it's not good. If we can be above 90, we'll be good. When we get into the red zone, that's got to be points. Has to be points. Defensively, though, we were middle of the road. Oh, no, we weren't. Oh, yeah, we were. Yeah, middle of the road, 79%, which isn't awful. Penalties, we were one of the better teams as always. But turnover ratio, -9. Not good. So we got a goal next year is to be positive. 5. 5 or better is what I want. Wish I could have plus 46. That'd be nice. That'd be my ideal goal. But anyways, we just spent the last like 14 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, now we're going to break down the roster. Jimmy Garoppolo, there were rumors that I was potentially going to be cutting bait because I was sick of him. Played his butt off. Had a meeting with Jimbo. Jimmy Garoppolo will be returning as the quarterback of this team next season, ending the rumors right here. So, yeah, excited to bring Jimmy back. Running back, Jerick McKinnon, Corey Clement, Travis Homer will all be returning. Soso Jamabo will be returning. Soso is a practice squad guy, so he'll probably be a cut. But good to have a guy like that on the roster for depth. Kyle Juszczyk is projected to be a free agent. We'll decide if we bring him back or not, depending on how much I want to use a fullback. For receivers, Josh Gordon returns, Pettis returns, Tajay Sharp returns, Hunter Renfrow does. I don't know if Stacy Coley does or not. Otherwise, we might have to bring him back. But Trent Taylor will be walking in free agency, as will Chad Henson, and I'm sure Thomas Yates will be cut. Tight end, we have George Kittle obviously returning. Numbers have slowly slipped down. I blame that on RPM and switching up my offense to a more spread. But, you know, I ran true pro, tight end heavy. This one I ran dual tight, but he missed a couple games. This year went down even more, but he'll go back up. He's going to be closer to this than that. Then we have both other tight ends. Basically, these are going to be my 3 tight ends, probably again next year. Jacob Hollister, Max Williams, George Kittle. I like that group. It's a nice athletic, big-bodied, 6'4" targets, so very much a good group. Mike McGlinchey returns as my 1 offensive tackle. Solid player. Wes Batten, solid left guard. Got hurt in like the second to last game. Weston Richburg returns as well. Jack Giordano will probably be returning unless I can find an elite upgrade at guard. And then Russell Kuhn will be in free agency, and I will need to go find another offensive tackle. Craig Traynor was the starter the year before we got Okun. He's not awful in pass protection. You know, he's got 82 pass block, 85 strength, 81 pass block finesse, 79 pass block power, but his run block is dog shit. Just absolutely awful. So, he's a stopgap guy who can start some games and not get his ass kicked in pass pro. Can't run the ball at his side, though. Got a few depth guys here. Don't know if they'll be back or not, but on the right defensive end side, Sherman Manning, Shane Ray are going to be the bookend defensive ends next season. Solomon Thomas will be a free agent unless I read his... No, yeah, he's going to be a free agent. So that'll be a little unfortunate. I like Solomon. You know, in the 3 years of the franchise, he... 11.5 sacks, and then he dipped to 7, then up to 9, so he's okay. You know, we could potentially try and bring him back, but granted, last year he was in a 3-4, so that's why his numbers dipped a bit. So, Shane Ray, though, a trade with Denver, I believe it was a 3rd round pick. Maybe it was a 4th and a 5th. has been a 9-sack guy, an 8-sack guy, and an 11-sack guy. So Shane Ray has been solid for me. Been a very good pickup for me, especially for a team that didn't have a ton of pass rushers. DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, still my good, top 2 D tackles. Christian Covington is a really good, solid number 3 guy who can rotate in. And these were my 3 down linemen when I was a 3-4. So it was a good front 3. And they're still a really good defensive tackle group. But now we'll go to linebackers here. Sean Evans, really good player for me. Led my team in tackles, as you saw. Ratings, he's a really nice athletic tackling guy. Not a great pass rusher per se, but best linebacker. Middle linebacker was just a user, cheese, speedy dudes. I gotta get a linebacker. That's one of the top needs for me. Hightower, unfortunately, is going to get hit hard by regression and dumped into free agency, so it sucks because I like Hightower, but it is what it is. He doesn't shed blocks all that well, but he does tackle people. So, and you'll see what I'll be left with, a 64 overall, 1-year pro fast dude, then a bunch of dog shit. So, gonna be fun. Corners, I'll have all my top guys returning: Sherman, King, Witherspoon. It'll be nice. Rashad Robinson will be down there as well. I think Kwan Williams is coming back for 1 more year. I don't remember what his contract deal's like. Otherwise, I could always move Tavarius Moore back to corner if we need depth, because he's a nice, speedy little cover corner. Tart will be coming back as an impact safety. Whoops. And DeMarcus Heath and Kelvin Pryor look to be the strong safeties, especially in big nickel. Kelvin Pryor will, and Heath will be the down guys. So, it's nice. And then my special teams return. So, pick 13 is projected now. Don't have a 3rd or a 4th round pick, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. They were given up for a good cause. My 4th round pick was given up to get Logan Pop Jr., so good cause. Going into the year, we need to get a running back to replace McKinnon, because after next year he's done. Need to help out on the O-line, get an edge rusher, and linebacker help. So, that is kind of the free agency outlook. I'm going to go ahead and copy the link before the video goes away. Perfect. Link copied. Thanks for watching when you're here, and the one person who's watching during the stream. So, thank you.